So what happened with Kid Cudi?
He just spoke on his car being blown up by Diddy.
It got blown up?
Fool.
I thought he tried.
Like
Why? Because he was fucking Cassie or what?
Yeah, he was in a relationship
Wait,
with
his
Cassie.
car got blown up like Vince McMahon WWE shit? Like,
I think they did a cocktail Molotov on top of his car.
Oh, shit.
They went in his house. They opened up presents. Like, I think during Christmas, they opened up presents. They locked away his dog. Fool, Diddy, man.
How do you know it was Diddy? Like, he said it? Like, hey, I'm going to blow up your boyfriend's car, huh?
Well, it was like in testimonies. I think the paperwork has been out for like a good couple of weeks. That he was part of him and Cassie were kind of like having the same stories and shit. Damn, fool, Diddy was
fucking guys sucking dicks, fucking raping people. He was doing all kinds of shit. And
you're a fan?
No,
you were like, take that.
hey, no. Well, on Twitter, or I mean X, they're saying that Diddy shouldn't be found guilty because all he did wrong, like he didn't do nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong is wild.
All he did was just be. That's what they be saying on Twitter.
Being gay.
No, all he did was just be a freak. That was just a freak.
But yeah, well,
like what's the most way out shit Diddy did?
Well, like obviously he's being charged for what sex trafficking, right? That's like the main charge.
Like they should hit that fool with a DV case. Like,
yeah, for sure.
But not no fucking Rico though.
Well, yeah, that's a little too much. On the Rico
I think when you're involving like escorts and like. With Cassie, I know with Cassie, it was like.
Wait, what's wrong with that? It's consensual though.
Yeah, but it's still what's it called? Paid
Cassie as
sex
a hoe.
Work. Sex work is illegal regardless.
But it's consensual. Okay, no,
but when there's money involved, that's when it's different. When there's money involved, I think that's where it becomes illegal.
What did you think about her man being around with Cassie and then the whole lineup of fucking fools that ran? I was like, damn, the Punisher, this, that.
The details about sword. Throws
out
like
she was getting they were fucking doing that. Yeah, man, will you still stay with her?
She was groomed, right? Fool? She was like 18, 17 years old.
I don't know about all that. But if she did, that's fucked up.
And I think that does play a part to me. Fool, when somebody's young, like
she was groomed by Diddy.
Like when you're 18, a woman she's 18, she's easy to be manipulated for sure.
That's true.
And that's kind of what they're alluding at that. Like they're putting all these small pieces together to say that she was groomed to be able to get the escort.
Yeah, because you know what they say. Like, well, I don't know who I heard it from, but I think I heard some shit like the human brain isn't fully developed until 25.
25, yeah. 25. So look, I feel like they're doing a little too much on him, throwing him the Rico and everything, but he might have something to do with Tupac, this, that, like a lot of things that happened.
I heard
you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, you know what? Life is pain. Life is lifing right now. So that's what but I think they're throwing the book at him.
You think they're doing too much is what you're saying?
With this case, yeah, like
there's a lot of witnesses, fool, that were like working for him.
He piped down Justin Bieber, Meek Mill.
We don't know that. We don't know.
Well,
he was grooming him too.
Bieber, yeah.
You look like that. What about Meek Mill?
Yeah, my boy looked like a victim.
For real.
Remember when they had him in Watts Food doing push-ups?
What about Meek Mill?
Remember that video? Fool was doing push-ups.
See, like sweaty.
He had sweaty with acne.
Like everybody could just get him and be, hey, what's up? He's like, oh.
Hey, fool, imagine that fool, like him, like, my bad.
That fool looked like he was on one. No way that day.
Yeah, he was lit.
When you have acne, that's like a symptom.
What do you think about Meek Mill, though? He was piping down Meek Mill for sure.
Oh, I wouldn't say for sure, but he did take him shopping. He took him shopping.
Come on, taking a grown ass man shopping.
Yeah. Hey, come on, dog. You let this fool take you out shopping?
You want to go shopping? You want to go shopping?
Hey, so what's a reasonable sentence for?
Oh no, we're talking about the civilian shit.
No.
Okay, we did.
On the Diddy shit though, what's a reasonable sentence for you?
If we take into
5 years.
Hell no. If you take into account everything he did. No, if you're
gonna throw the book at him.
If you ain't man enough to stand the time, why the fuck are you doing crime? No way.
But you didn't think, fool, he was just having freak offs in his.
Hey, can I keep it 100?
Go for it.
What?
Fool, just give that fool like 3 more years, bro.
That's it.
The worst thing he did was beat up Cassie. That's fucked up.
That's
so
the only
you're
thing.
okay with that for just 5 years?
No, I forgot about that.
That deserves like minimum 2 years. Let's give him 3.
Yeah, 2 years.
Let's give him 3
for that.
For that.
But if it's true where he was grooming her, I'll throw the book at that fool.
A book is crazy.
I think so.
Give that fool like 8, 10 max.
I was Tory Lanez shit then. Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
They're doing Tory Lanez gacho, huh?
Tory Lanez.
They did that for grave.
And what do you mean gacho?
Fool, you didn't even do it.
Remember, he called Meg and said, "I'm sorry for doing that." Remember that. Let's not forget that.
I don't know about all that.
He called Meg. I know that's why he got convicted, because he called her and said,
"Well, I said like my bad for the situation, but not because he did that."
Well, he said it on the phone call, fool. He was like, wait. Sorry for doing that.
Did Tory Lanez agree to to plead guilty?
He I think, yeah, right.
Maybe that's why he said it. Like,
Yeah.
because
You can't trust these bitches.
No. And I don't know. No, because a woman came out and said no, that
someone else did it.
Someone else did it. Type shit.
But she didn't really come out. She just like told somebody else. It was like a word of mouth.
At the end of the day, we don't really got no proof.
We don't know, but we do know.
But do you believe
the only thing that we do have is a phone call where he admits to being wrong?
Hold on, there is a recording.
Of course, a phone call recording where he was a dumbass in jail calling, talking about I'm sorry for doing that.
From jail. I thought I was out here.
Of course, he was in jail. He literally called from jail like a fucking idiot. What the fuck with these Canadians that you dick suck for? Straight bitch ass fools. Fuck out of here. He straight out called Meg and told her, yo, I'm sorry for doing that. It went out of line. Like instead of saying, yo, my bad for the homegirl, he could have said something like that. Yeah, my bad for the homegirl shooting you. But he said, yo, my bad that I was out of pocket.
So a lot of the so you say that to say
that was the biggest part of why everybody said like, oh shit, that fool was guilty, because he said sorry for doing that to you.
Yo.
So I get the speculations, I get the foot broken, I get all of that, all the shards, I get all of that, fool. But the only thing why he got sentenced is because of that his own words. And after that statement, the whole jury was like, "Oh shit, the fool admitted it."
Yeah.
So after that, he didn't have no, and he didn't defend himself on the stand. Would he be a snitch if he was on stand defending himself?
What do you mean?
What do you mean he's defending himself? Why would he?
No, because he didn't do it, fool. Yeah, he denied it.
So why would he be a snitch?
So I mean, like, if you deny, if you didn't want to clear your name on the stand, and you called Meg and told her you're sorry for doing that, well, what is the jury gonna think? Right?
I don't know. We gotta see.
And this is facts. This is not theory. This is not your conspiracy. Your conspiracy brain, fool. This is actually facts. So that's the only thing that kind of like throws me a little bit like, yo, but who knows who's lying, fool? Because it's a shady ass case, fool. It's a shady ass case.
It's a lot of things we don't know.
Shout to Rock Nation.
Hey, but how do you feel about the backlash Tory Lanez has received from several YouTubers who they say that, man, we don't give a this how they be talking in summary. They be like, man, I don't give a fuck if Tory Lanez got stabbed up. That motherfucker was on a 50-50 yard. How you feel about that when people say that, trying to apply politics on Tory Lanez?
Well, when you're in their way, that's part of the shit. You got to watch out what you do inside.